Nice pool. Can my dog go in?
Yeah.
Is there a lifeguard? Because my dog can't swim.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Easy Online English. I'm Sahara, and today we have a new show to tell you about. This show is called Silicon Valley, and it's about a startup in Silicon Valley. We have two people in this clip. We have the CEO named Richard, and we have the CEO named Jared. And they're doing some interviews because they're looking to hire a new person. So as we watch this video together, be sure to look at the formal structures because they're often used in business interviews. So let's go. If you want to know the translation in your language, be sure to check the translated subtitles here.
Thanks for coming in and sitting down with us. We're really excited to meet a few good engineers to join the Pied Piper team.
So why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
I don't work before noon or after 2 p.m.
Thanks for coming in and sitting down with us. We're really excited to meet a few good engineers to join the Pied Piper team.
So why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Tell us a little bit about yourself. This is a common question to begin a job interview. This question is asking a person to introduce themselves quickly. We've made a video about the 10 most common interview questions. We'll link it for you so you can watch it later.
I don't work before noon or after 2 p.m.
This interviewee decides to introduce themselves by saying that they don't work before midday or after 2 in the afternoon. So they only really work for 2 hours every day? Let's see what else he has to say.
And I need to bring my dog to work. Are you dog friendly?
Oh yeah, you can bring your dog to work.
That's not what I asked. Are you dog friendly? And I need to bring my dog to work. Are you dog friendly?
Oh yeah, you can bring your dog to work.
That's not what I asked. Are you dog friendly?
Are you dog friendly? Some workplaces in the United States are dog friendly. This means that they allow dogs to come to work if the owner would like to bring them. Every workplace is different. Some allow dogs every day and some only certain days of the week. What is odd is that this interviewee is saying there is a difference between being dog friendly and allowing dogs in the workplace, when there really isn't a difference. Needless to say, this is awkward.
Nice pool. Can my dog go in?
Yeah, we're very dog friendly.
Is there a lifeguard? Because my dog can't swim. Nice pool. Can my dog go in?
Yeah, we're very dog friendly.
So the second interviewee is also concerned about bringing his dog to work. Richard assures him that yes, they are very dog friendly.
Is there a lifeguard? Because my dog can't swim.
He wants to know if his dog can swim in the pool, but the interviewee follows up with a weird request. He asks if there is a lifeguard for the swimming pool because his dog can't swim. So why is he focusing on the pool if his dog can't even swim? Again, another awkward interview.
Now it says here on your resume that from 2010 to 2011, you crushed it?
That's actually an old resume. It should also read that I crushed it from 2013 to present.
Now it says here on your resume that from 2010 to 2011, you crushed it?
Crushed it. The third interviewee says that he crushed it from 2010 to 2011. To crush it is an informal slang that means to succeed in an impressive way. It is strange wording to use on a resume for an interview, especially since he doesn't add any detail on how, when, where, or what he crushed. Here's another example of how to use this slang. Great work. You crushed it on that presentation.
But that's actually an old resume. It should also read that I crushed it from 2013 to present.
So this interviewee actually gave them an old resume. He also mentions that in addition to crushing it in 2010 to 2011, he also crushed it in 2013 to the current time.
So are we to understand that you did not crush it in 2012?
There was a medical situation preventing me from crushing it to my usual standards, so
Had to take some time off until I was able to crush it at 100%, at which point I resumed crushing it full time.
So are we to understand that you did not crush it in 2012?
Are we to understand that this is a formal sentence structure that means, are we supposed to infer that? Jared is asking that given the current information, should they conclude that he did not succeed in 2012?
there was a medical situation preventing me from crushing it to my usual standards, so
Had to take some time off until I was able to crush it at 100%, at which point I resumed crushing it full time.
Usual standards is a phrase that means to have a normal level of quality. So in 2012, the interviewee says that he did not crush it to his usual standards because of a medical issue. But he resumed crushing it full-time the next year. What is funny about this situation is that for whatever reason, he is continuing to use this slang while still speaking formally about his work history.
So, it says here that you're proficient in C++, code assembly for multiple processor architectures, and that you are a cyborg?
That is correct. Short for cybernetic organism.
So, it says here that you're proficient in C++, code assembly for multiple processor architectures, and that you are a cyborg?
You are proficient at. You can use this structure to speak formally about someone's abilities and qualifications. It's another way to say, I'm good at something. For example, I'm proficient at reading English.
That is correct. Short for cybernetic organism.
So this final interviewee has great qualifications, but they say they are a cyborg. A cyborg is a science fiction creature that is part robot and part human.
I came into this world of filth and pain with a congenital heart condition, requiring the installation of a pacemaker, upon which I am mortally dependent.
Wow, he's technically a cyborg.
I came into this world of filth and pain with a congenital heart condition, requiring the installation of a pacemaker, upon which I am mortally dependent.
Wow, he's technically a cyborg.
They explained that they were born with a congenital heart condition. This means that they were born with an issue in the structure of their heart, and they now require the use of a pacemaker to help regulate their heartbeat. They say that they're mortally dependent on this device. Mortal is a word that means related to or causing death. Formally, they are saying that they will die without this pacemaker.
Yeah, makes the resume accurate.
Look, we all know that I can make a shitload more money working for some multicolored happy town in a hermetically sealed box.
Yeah, makes the resume accurate.
Look, we all know that I can make a shitload more money working for some multicolored happy town in a hermetically sealed box.
Richard isn't quite sure how to respond to them saying that they're a cyborg. However, they continue saying that they could make a lot more money working for a multicultural happy town in a hermetically sealed box. They sarcastically are describing a company similar to Google in the show. Many companies in Silicon Valley tried to create a utopian-like culture for their workers. They compared these workplaces to hermetically sealed boxes, which are boxes that are mass-produced and sealed by factories. So the opinion of the cyborg is that the workplaces in Silicon Valley are selling prepackaged happiness culture that they're really not interested in.
But permission to be honest.
Permission granted.
Granted.
But permission to be honest.
Permission to be. This is another formal structure. You can use this type of sentence to ask if you're allowed to do something. They use it to ask if they could speak truthfully with Richard and Jared. Usually this type of sentence is used in the military to speak to someone of a higher rank. Here's another example. Permission to speak freely? Or permission to leave?
Permission granted.
Granted.
I like that you guys are so weird.
Yes, we are the weird ones.
I like that you guys are so weird.
Yes, we are the weird ones.
So the interviewee uses his permission to say that Richard and Jared are the weird ones. Richard sarcastically agrees, saying yes, they are the weird ones, implying that the formally speaking cyborg is not weird at all.
I like that you guys are so weird.
Yes, we are the weird ones.
Thank you guys for watching another video here on Easy Online English, and we hope that this video can help you crush it in the next interview that you have. Be sure to leave a comment and like and subscribe down below, and we'll see you in the next video.